Hello, friends. Like, my eye just got really itchy. What's up? I feel like, I don't know, that's like too high. Does it even matter how that is? Ugh. Kathy, hello. How are you? I'm definitely going to use this mirror. Hey, Liz. What's up? We're starting out with some very hardcore stitching, aka do my hair. Oh my gosh, this is great. Hey, Linda. How are you? Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Joyce. Alright, this looks a little funny, but you know, whatever, right? That's what it kind of is supposed to be. My hair is so blue, guys. I need to purplize it again. Alright. Hey, energy lady. This will not be like an epically long stitching session, so there's that. I'm only going to work on this piece even. Still at it with Christmas. Hey, Clara. Thanks, Kathy. This is like my go-to weird thing. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's never perfect. Doesn't even need to be pretty. The question is, let's do this. Let's do little green circles, which is a blue purple color, or bleu peuple. I don't do French. And morado azul. I like how it gives you 3 languages. How was the doctor? Okay, well, I feel good having gone. Being there was a challenge. Like, I was kind of shaky, but I was also feeling really high anxiety, which didn't really have anything to do with the doctor himself. I love my doctor. I already said that. I'm full of all the I'm full of all these words. The doctor's good. Okay, I have like a million messages, and I promise I will get to them. It just will take me a bit. I've been spending a lot of time with Kaylin because she'll be gone after, or tonight. Tonight she goes back to her dad's. So, and y'all just like blew up Discord. Okay, so Joyce, this morning I called my doctor's office, and was able to get in with them today. So, hi Rachel, also. Hello. I'm like non-stop talking, so I think I'm feeling really, really good right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with going to the doctor's office. So, wow, rabbit everywhere. I am super sorry if y'all are like, she can't keep a straight thought. Like, I can't right now. So I went to the doctor, and since I had been to the same doctor 3 years ago, he knew my history. I don't see him very often. um, at all, which he's okay with. But uh, since he knew what had happened last time, and um, like when I went to get like neuropsych testing and stuff, in fact, those are like the last 2 times I went to see him. So in the last 3 years, I have now seen him 3 times. Uh, and so we talked, and um, I told him like the difference between the first time and this time. Like I don't have the depression part at all, so we don't need to focus on depression as a thing. And he asked how I liked the medication that he had given me last time. And last time what he had given me was one like slow acting anxiety med that you take every day. And the second one was like a you're high anxiety and you need it to act fast. So I had both, and that one you don't take every day, you just take it as needed. And I said, that one I know I remember liking, and I remember not taking it very often. But I remember it working, and I remember it really helping me with my sleep, like at least get some sleep. But then we talked about my overall desire to improve with like my extreme emotional stress, and how I probably needed something more like longer term. I don't know what longer term will look like, but how I needed something. And he um, he was like, well, did you like the one that you had last time? And I said, well, like, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I don't think it was life-changing necessarily, but it helped. But it did take me 2 full weeks to get used to it. Like, I was jittery because of it for 2 full weeks. He said that was too long. So he is prescribing like a different anxiety medications that's very similar, that hopefully will only give like a couple days adjustment. So that's what we've got right now, and then we'll check back in like 3 months, I think. He said I can always contact him beforehand, but in about 3 months we can like see where I stand on this medication. He gave me like a really low dosage. He's like, I expect to have to increase this dosage, but this will like help you get into it, like get used to it on a low bit, and then we can adjust as needed. So that's what we've got going on from the doctor. Yeah, I haven't gotten the notification that the whatever it's called is in. Oh, you know what I want to do? I do not want to use this full string. I'm going to do this a smart way. So there's probably a lot of you on right now who are like, what about a doctor? I don't even know anything about a doctor. So sorry if that was like a bunch of information that you had zero interest in hearing. And I have a tendency to over explain and share all things. So what else do you want me to share all the things about? I hope you guys' day is going well, and that you're stitching. If that, okay, hold on. Now I have to think about how this. I'm doing a 3-stranded this way. I'm doing a 1-strand I'm making one strand into 3. That's what I'm doing. I can do this. Hi, Shauna. Linda, I know I didn't want to go and I put it off, but I'm glad I did. I think, though, that one, it was good for me to put it off enough to where I knew what I wanted going in. Like, I was okay being able to ask for like a longer term thing and to be able to have that discussion with him. And I think that if I had gone a couple days ago, I still wouldn't have been in that place. I think I still would have been like, no, just give me something for the short term, and so I think I'm setting myself up for better long term. The light, oh, I got it from Amazon. I don't know that it says on it. It's called a light pad, and it looks like this, and mine's a plug-in version. Hi Shauna, you have 30 minutes left of work and it's dragging. I'll keep you company. Give me a topic, we'll talk about it. I remember buying this off Amazon, but I don't remember its name. I remember it being like definitely less than $25. I can look it up if you want and put it on Discord if I remember to do that. Hopefully I remember to do that. Also hoping I remember how to do a 3-strand thing right now. Has anyone else ever done that? You do like a 1 strand of floss, but you can loop it in a way that allows you to like stitch with 3 strands. It's really nice. I like it. Hi, Jen. How are you? Yeah, it is super thin and it's pretty small, I think. It's really lightweight. So it sits on my lap very, very easily. It doesn't feel heavy at all. I don't even remember what size I got or anything. I got it at least a year ago, and maybe less than a year ago, and I still don't remember. I can't remember details. You're doing well? I'm glad. I know that today's a harder emotion day, but I'm glad you're doing well enough. You never understood how to do it? It is a little like it took me a bit to wrap my mind around it, Joyce. But when I did my Mill Hill kit over Christmas, like that is a lot of 3-strand, and so I just made myself figure out how to do it. Mine is plug-in, Linda, because it was cheaper. And probably lighter too, because there wasn't anything too like battery wise. Chrissy, my appointment was well. I just waxed eloquently about it, but maybe not eloquently, but I talked a lot about it. It went well, and I will be getting 2 different prescriptions from it. One is a quick acting, use as needed anxiety thing, and the second is a daily, slower acting anxiety thing. Fill in whatever thing is. Medication, prescription, pill, I don't know. And then I'll touch base with him in like 2 to 3 months to talk about the long acting one, because he suspects we'll increase the dosage on that. This is just the lowest dosage possible so that I can adjust to it. Because last time, the one that I was on, it took me 2 weeks to adjust, and like I was constantly jittery. It was bad. Husband was playing video games last night while I was watching last night. Aww. That's sweet of him, Jen. I'm not like... I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of hard things, like hard-hitting times, but man, that hit me hard yesterday. You have a plug-in for your diamond painting in there, so yeah, that's where I got mine, was on Amazon. I don't have the prescriptions yet. He called them in, and I haven't heard. I don't expect to really hear until later on. I don't remember the name of the one. I know the one is lorazepam. The other one, it's not Zoloft, because I'm pretty certain Zoloft is what I had last time, and so it's something similar to it, but hopefully I will adjust to it quicker. But I don't remember the name. I can tell you once I have it. I can tell you tomorrow, I guess. Bex, did I say hi? I thought hi. So. Let me see. I saw that notification and it went away before I could. I need to like... That does not sound like the same name as what he said. Okay, which one did you put it in, Linda? Under cross stitch? I see it. Yes, that's the one that I have. I ordered it February 27th, 2022. Yes. Ooh, fluoxetine, maybe. That one could be correct. That sounds close. I'm glad that he was able to help too. I love him. Relationally, like, I always feel super comfortable around him. And he's great. I like him a lot. So, even knowing that, it was just really hard for me to get in, and I finally did it. So, Pauline, yes. He had warned me 3 years ago and warned me again today. And I'm very hesitant on pharmaceuticals in general. So, I will wait as long as possible to take something anyway. I'm the same way with my headache medications, is I will just wait, and sometimes I shouldn't, but I do. Hashtag Suki made me do it. I'm not naming the Discord that. You managed to download Discord on your tablet? Excellent. I mean, that's part... I mean, maybe it's good to have it on your tablet instead of your phone, because y'all are active. It's so fun, though. Like, I just need to catch it all up. How was fluoxetine for you? Am I even saying that right? I guess it doesn't matter, but how was it for you? I mean, I guess if it was for years, then it's good. Jen, I think that's where I needed to take the couple days. Like, I know that I said I was going to call the doctors on Monday, and I didn't. And I should have, but I didn't. And what helped though is that um, I've done I've been able to do some processing since then, and I've been able to figure out what it is that I want from the doctor. I needed to know that I was going to be able to go in not just for the short term but also for the long term, and I don't know, like I came to be okay with it. I wasn't, and then I was. So maybe you need the link again, Bex. Or do you have a invite people? Felt like a weight had lifted. Okay, so when I was, I've gotten like 4 stitches in this, guys. When I was talking to him, and he said, I expect that will increase your dosage. And I'm like, well, how would we know that? And he said um, that usually, well, I said, how do you know that like you like the medication, but you know you need it increased? And he said, well, usually you'll feel like it's done you some benefit, but it's not how you want to feel yet. And then we got into this whole conversation about how I don't even know what it feels like to not be stressed because, hey, Bex, you made it. There you go. Um, because, like, this has been my entire adult life, let alone my childhood. Like, my baseline is not, like, it's stress. I don't know what it's like without the stress. And so it might have actually been that conversation through one of the live streams that helped me realize this. Um, Tracy, we're talking about my doctor's appointment I had today. um, that he was like, well, like, you know, you'll feel more like you used to. And I'm like, well, I don't want to feel like I used to. I still want to feel better. Like, that's the thing, is I want to feel better than I have ever because I know that there is a better than I have ever. And like this is happy emotion, I think, but there was something in the conversation yesterday, I think, where we were talking about like, you know, like being born stressed and how it just has been like our whole life. So that's what I'm trying to like. I'm done. I don't want to live like that. I don't. And it's okay if it takes a long time, and I just realized that I was also okay for it to include pharmaceuticals. Like there is no way that I'm abusing pharmaceuticals in any way. And I have a good doctor. He's going to help me know how to navigate if there's side effects I need to not be like he will help me adjust every step of the way. So it was good. It was good. I need my pattern closer so I can see what's going on. But yeah, it was good. Neurotransmitters being out. Yay. Um, and he was very good. He was like he's been a doctor for a long time. And he's like, I'm going to be here for 16 more years. So even if you don't come and see me very often, like I'm going to be here. And he's like, I have, you know, all kinds of different patients, you know, stay at home moms, working people, parents, single people. He's got athletes, he's got like NFL players, he's got like all kinds of people. He's like every single one of them at some point has used medication, not always really long term, but however long that they needed to use it. Um, he's like, it's not a bad thing. It's not, it's like not a weakness. It's not a, um, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's just that sometimes you need help. You've loved hanging out all week. Oh, I don't know what next week will look like. I might not need this all the time. Um, but I'm not against live streaming often. Oh gosh. But like we've been through this like twice. Two times a day for almost a week now. Let alone tomorrow is 24 hours of cross stitch. Y'all, we're going to do this. SSRIs aren't addicted. Well, I don't know all the lingo. I mean, I kind of know what those are, and I know that there's, I don't know. I just know that, like, sometimes people have side effects that mean looking at different medications. So I do feel good. I feel like I have some energy. I know it's kind of fake energy. It's definitely not because I've had all the calories. Mm-hmm. But I did tell him, I'm like, I was like, I really need the fast one, especially because I feel like that really helped. Anyway, kind of having the dual things, um, the dual medications, I think both helped. Um, like it helped with my sleep. The fast one helped with my sleep, and then both of them, like just eventually helped calm my body down enough to where I could eat again. Because I think I'm losing like a pound a day right now, and I can't mentally, I can't have the same experience as 3 days years ago. Like I'm not willing to do that again. Period. It makes your workday go faster. 90 more minutes. Yay! I won't be on for 90 more minutes. I'm not going to get very far on this project. Leave more serotonin in the synapses for the neurons to use. Oh, is that what that does? I read descriptions and then I'm like, I still am not sure what that is. Um, that's good. I think I need that. Over the years, I have tried loads of medications, but the side effects were awful, so I ended up coming off most medications. Yeah. The side effect the first time, it really was just adjusting to it, but I didn't really have side effects. But when I was talking to him about coming off the medication, I did it because I was trying IVF. Long story on why, but maybe not a long story, but a different story. And I needed to be off that medication. And then things totally like fell apart and went weird, and it was bad. And when I was talking to him was when it just hit me that that was kind of the timeline. Like maybe it helped me more than I realized it was helping me, even though um, I never thought it was like amazing, but it helped me more, I think, than I realized. So that also gave me like, okay, let's do this. Let's try again. Yes, girly. Sometimes that's just what it is. I don't know why I. It's probably a product of my mother, actually. So why I have issues, and I know we've had conversations about my mother. So SSRIs take about 6 weeks. Yes, yeah, I know it takes a long time. Um, Another reason for the fast acting one to help. It's really good that is. Oh, yes, yes. Um, the slow start for the medicine. Neuroscience is your full time job. You can explain any of it to you. Yeah. Sometimes I just don't know what it is I don't know, or my explanations become super basic. So that's a thing that I'm gonna do. Uh, Clicked on coupon. You love to save. Be here tomorrow. See, instead of Suki made me do it, shouldn't it be like Suki helps me save money when she makes me do it? That's a really long title. You think you're fine when you're off of it, but your husband explains your behavior. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I seriously thought I would actually get to somewhere on this pattern in the time that I was going to be stitching. And I'm like hardly getting any. Oh gosh. I teach it to first year college students. I'm sure you can explain it. I'm sure you can explain it to me. It's more of a question on whether I retain it or not. Your hands are killing you, but you've knitted a jacket, 2 sweaters, 2 pairs of socks, and a leg and a wool trouser for me just in January and a lot of stitching. Well, then, that would explain why your hands are hurting. Plus, you live where it is like bitter cold, and I'm sure that makes it affect. I'm smarter than most of them? Maybe, but that doesn't mean I remember right now, especially. I'm not sure I remember things very well right now. It, it kind of depends on how something's explained to me, I suppose, because because bum, 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 bum. The most wonderful thing about diggers is that I'm the only one. I'm the only one. You made it to 64 stitches. Oh, you know what maybe would work for me? Where's here? It's a clear ruler, but maybe. Oh gosh, no, I need a not clear thing. Mm, this? To help me keep my place and where I am in this chart. Alright, you have to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because. He's the Wiz and he lives in us. which for some reason is now making me think of VeggieTales. Not even sure which part of VeggieTales. Just something in VeggieTales. The blues in here are beautiful. They do like a fantastic job with their blended colors and their solid colors and putting it all together. I mean, this is my first Dimensions Gold Collection kit. And it is kind of crazy with paying attention to whether you're doing half cross or full cross and how many strands of your half cross you're doing. But the effect is fantastic. I really like it. You love blue and white together? Well, then this is a chart that's like that. I won't say this is a chart for you because I don't need you to tell me Suki made me do it. He's the one to back you up. That's the song that was coming to mind. He'll stand with you, he'll stand with you. Stand up for what you believe in. God, he's the one to back you up. We'll stand with you, he'll stand with you. There's something in the melody or something that's where my mind went to in that song. You've got a few Dimensions Gold kits on your own. That's what happened when I first started buying charts. You still haven't started them. They are definitely some of the harder Dimension kits to do. But it's all just one stitch at a time, like everything else. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mine all seem to have houses in them. Do you like stitching houses or do you like houses? Some people just like the houses and they don't actually like stitching them. This is the only one I have, so it's my first and only. But I really want the Fall Fairy that is also by Ruth Sanderson. It's kind of like this one. I wish there was one for kind of like all seasons, but I want to do this one, and then I want to do Fall Fairy after I finish this one. You enjoy houses? Yeah. I have one, I think. 2. And a castle. I have 2 with houses and 1 with a castle. So I guess if the castle counts as a house, I would have 3. Where's my, here it is. You just finished Baby It's Cold Outside by Big Red House, but it's so pretty nice. You need to get it framed. I have done a lot of Charles Wysocki puzzles. So his art definitely, he has a style that you can see. Spot. You can spot it. I'll stand with you. Oh yeah. Oh, yes, I do know because Megan lives in Norway. Um, so yes, I do know that it is a house in I just haven't started that one. So I didn't consider it like a whip. The Villa Lorna. I think I have it. This one. I can't wait to start this one. I'm really excited for it. I don't know when I'll start it though. It'll be a while, but you finally finished Bruno. You have 1888 stitches on your stocking going on. It's a gorgeous house. Victorian houses, cottages, log house. I do have a lot of houses like on my wish list. I just don't have a lot of them in my like stash, I guess. Oops. I pulled that all the way through. There we go. And I know that whenever Megan talks about it, she's like, it's a Swiss house in Norway. You started watching me in November, but never heard how long you've been. Oh, well, I don't. I learned how to stitch when I was young, like 6 or 7 young. Um, my mom got us these like wire whimsy, I think is what they were called, and it was like a small like brown canvas, and you stitched on it, and it had wire involved, and I don't know, but those were like my first cross stitches were those wire whimsies, and um, it was no, I had to, it was definitely, yeah, 6 or 7, because for my 8th birthday, I was gifted a pattern, like a kit, that was too advanced for me at the time, and I didn't do it until, I don't know, I have the finish, but I did it years and years later. Um, so I guess you could say I've been stitching for close to 30 years, but there have been breaks. Um, like I didn't do a lot as a teenager, especially once I started um, going to college. I was 16 when I went to college. And then I went away to college, and then I was married, and I did some when I was married, but not tons. And then kid comes along, you know. So there's a lot of time when I didn't do a lot of stitching, but I have been stitching for close to 30 years. If you count from the very beginning. More recently, it's been more like, what, like 2017 maybe? So like 6 years has been like when I said enough, I want to go back to my, like, cross stitch is my first love, and let me just do it. So that's my history with cross stitching. It's not like a new thing, but I haven't, there were stretches of time when I didn't really stitch a whole lot. I don't even remember, like, I was looking up something and came across treasure hunt bookshelf. But at the time, I didn't even know that full coverage stitching was like a thing, and so that was like my introduction to full coverage stitching, was finding this artwork, and I was like, I need this in my life. And as I was looking it up, I discovered Heaven and Earth Designs, and I was like, what is this magic? And there you go. That's how I ended up with it. Stitch in your childhood, like 6 or 7. Then again, yeah. That sounds like a very, very similar girly. And now it's very easy for me to, like, know what place other crafts have in my life. I still like to, like, dabble in things, but like it can't interfere with my stitching. You started 30 years ago when you had babies. Late 80s it went away. Raising young kids picked back up in 2018. Yeah. I feel like it's probably pretty common for there to be like times when it's just not the season of life you're in to be able to get a lot of stitching in. Whatever that reason is, and some people are able to still stitch throughout, like, pregnancies and having babies and things like that. And some people, it doesn't, and that's fine either way. I know some of the reason that mine had gone away was that, like, I like to create things, but it's not, I don't know, I'm a sensitive person, and sometimes I'm affected by other people more than I should, and I'm trying to be better at that. I'll just leave it at that. That's why I'm kind of so fierce about it now, is that, like, people, nobody else gets to ruin my enjoyment and love of stitching. Like, that's not some, like, that's not a power that I give them anymore. Been there, done that. I'm done. Went back after about 15 years in 2018, was surprised about all. I know, like, it's changed so much. And, like, tons of designers. I love it. I love all the options. I love how there's something for everybody. Oh, I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the accessories that we have now, like Q snaps and all, like the options for scroll rods and stuff like that. One, two, three, four. Come on. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after earlier's live stream, and I went downstairs, I'm like, all right, Kaylin, what are we gonna do? She's like, she's it's funny because she's like, let's not play another game. Like, what kid is like, let's not play another game? So instead, she's like, how about you play a game and I'll tell you what to do? So that's what we did. And then I went to the doctor's. I mean, she came with me. She likes that sort of thing. The pattern, nope, it's a paper pattern. I actually made copies of the pattern, but I highlight it as I go. So I have heard that potentially you can get this on PDF, but I don't know. You felt like a kid in the candy store when you got back into it. So many options. It's true, and even now still, you're like, there's so many designers I haven't stitched yet. And like there's some that aren't my style. Like I love them, they're beautiful. They have a place. Someone else can stitch them. Um but I'm like, I still want to stitch that, and I still want to stitch that. Hi, busy hands. I had to play back the live stream. I'm very happy that you were able to go to the doctor and have positive outcome. Yeah. I mean, I don't have the medication yet or anything, but I feel good about it. And my mood is really good right now. I even took a phone call from somebody who's sometimes a challenging person to talk to. Um, he is somebody who needs, well, he had a question for me. He was asking me to prepare a musical number for church services. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I will probably do something on the piano, but mostly because if I sing, I would have to ask somebody to play the piano, and I want, there's no accompanist around me that can play like I can play to accompany. That sounds a little conceited. I don't mean it that way. Anyway, So I got home from my doctor's appointment and I was talking with him because he was asking me about this, and then he just needs to talk. Like, he needs to be heard. And sometimes that's difficult, but today it wasn't. Today it was easy to hear him and give him space, and to let him talk about the difficult things that are going on in his life, and how challenging they are. Um, like, I don't he's not trying to complain. He just wants to be heard. So I did that. You highlight the stitches you're getting ready, then I have considered doing that, Joyce. That would probably really help with this chart. But it's small. Like, it's already hard to highlight it once. Plus, I have a lot of pens near me and not a lot of highlighters. I guess I do have an orange one. I could try that. Your husband's the same way when he wants an accompanist. He plays the flute. Oh, yeah. I know that I'm good on a good accompanist. Um, like like that. I know that I have the skills to do that. Because just because you can play the piano doesn't make you a good accompanist. There are some additional skills so that you are working with whoever you're accompanying. And so, like, when I'm asked to sing a solo or a group, I'm like, okay, but who's gonna play the piano like I want it played? I don't know. Paper patterns can be scanned into Pattern Keeper, but they don't always work. I think I tried with this one and it didn't work very well, so I haven't tried again. Jen, exactly. I think we all need to be heard. Um, Sometimes more than others, and sometimes, like, you guys have allowed me to be heard this whole week long. Which is, yeah. It's incredible. I wondered if I sang my little bits here and there and I stitched me. Thank you. I am not vocally trained, and um, my performing voice is probably different than what you hear here because I'm not nervous here. But if I have to sing with an audience, I get much more nervous. I prefer singing in small groups, but when needed, I will do solos or whatever. See, 24 hours of cross stitch last time in October, I sang a lot. I don't know, that was probably the first time that I sang while live streaming, honestly. But then we sang a lot. I say we because I really hope I wasn't singing alone, you guys. But sometimes I would sing like kind of full songs. That was kind of fun. Maybe I will have a list of songs that you can be serenaded with. All right, Jen. I'll see you. Have a good dinner. Maybe it doesn't particularly matter what comes out of my mouth. Sometimes it's words and sometimes it's like music. That's all. So my parents met in a marching band. That's how they met. Music's always been a part of their life, and therefore it has always been a part of all like mine and my children's life. Um, my channel was a recommendation, and I was singing. My singing kept you here. Oh man. Like, oh. So, so growing up, we were always singing. We were always, doing thingy things. We would go in the car and drive places, and we would go through kids. Each kid got to pick, there's 7 of us. Each kid got to pick a song and we would sing it. And most of the time we were picking songs like Disney songs or musical songs. Like we did Newsies a lot. We had favorites, like we had favorites, and because there were so many of us, we could sing different parts and we could get harmonies going on too. And Newsies has a lot of different people with parts, and so we all had like our favorite lines that we sang, and it was fun. And then as we got older and like we started learning instruments, my we were asked to do a lot of like play music at funerals, provide music for funerals a lot. Um, Church choir, we sang in church choir a lot. Um, my parents often were the conductors of the church choir. There was just, yeah, we just did a lot of like musical things together because that was something that my parents, like, it mattered to my parents. Both my older sisters have some vocal training. Um, my vocal training extends to like what I know from choir conductors, and like I have accompanied vocalists for their classes too. I did that a little bit in college, so that's kind of my extent, vocally speaking, anyway. Look, I got some more blue in. It looks maybe like it grew a little bit, right? 30 minutes just is not really long enough. I didn't even, this was longer than 30 minutes, but I was talking so much, so whatever. Hey, Ariadne. I am doing well. I'm actually about to log off because I need to go to dance class. And by need, I just mean that I want to, and I promise you that I'm going to take it easy and that someone will know that I need to be kept an eye on. Is that my main work? No. I'm a I consider stitching my job. I don't work. I am a stay-at-home mom with and I homeschool my daughter and I stitch. And I recover. That's what I do. Uh, I do have some piano students. I have 2. very beginner piano students, but um, that's it. And I'm involved in music a lot, but not as like a job. It's all like volunteer stuff. Okay. Well, friends, I'm gonna go get ready for my class. And I will be here on YouTube for most of Friday and Saturday for a lot of hours of stitching for 24 hours of cross stitch. Um, so that'll be fantastic. I'm excited. Um, it'll definitely be marathon stitching, even more so than it has been this whole week. So, um, thank you, Linda. I love dance. Uh, Good night, girly. I know it's past midnight for you. Much love to you all. I hope that you are having a fantastic evening, or whatever it is for you. And I will see you throughout the weekend for 24 hours of cross stitch. Goodbye!